So this here is my finished solar panel array. It's raining right now. There are some things that could be better on it, but basically what I ended up doing was putting flashing along these grooves here. Originally it wasn't going to be waterproof inside. We ended up doing that anyways. So we got those run all the way through, and on the end here these panels should be loosened up and a piece of flashing should go under that and to come out, and might be in the future. Obviously this is temporary as it sits, but we'll have siding put on it then for that. As of currently, we just have it set up just for running power. So this big old mess of wires is not, or are not, cleaned up yet. But we've got grid tied microinverters set up here. I'm running 3 panels to one inverter, 3 panels to the next inverter, and then 4 panels to the last one. And I've got my 2 panels of 3 inverters going over to this connector here, which is running into our garage power 10 gauge cable. And then this single inverter running 4 panels over there is running power into that extension cord, which runs over to the house tower, and that goes in there. These will get rewired then in the future, but that's how I have this array set up, which is the one that I built personally. My parents had a company come in and install their professional grade one over there. But you can see you got your cutoff box, which runs into your end phase, and that goes up to your panels up there. If I'm not mistaken, those all have microinverters on each panel, and that's how their setup runs. But we did call the company. Might not be able to see it there on camera, but right there is a microinverter or an optimizer, whichever. I believe it's a microinverter that came unglued from the panel or unbolted, or who knows what happened up there. I wasn't here for the installation of that, but that came loose, so they'll be fixing that. This array stand was built using bunch of scraps that I had. The long-term goal for this was to be able to unbolt it from all your center points here, lay these boards down, and then the whole thing would just fold up and it could lay down flat onto a truck and get transported that way. How feasible that is, not really sure. Currently doesn't seem to work out the best. It's just slightly oversized. You could still transport it, but it'd be an oversized load, so that's not ideal. But that's how that's set up. And here's the lumber pile that I have, just extra lumber. These are the new sawhorses I just built. A lot stronger than the other ones. Those are the broken junk ones I made. I like to build everything out of just scrap wood I have laying around. So, you know, literally hammer and nails sitting here. Pull nails out of the boards and then use them to build whatever. So this one was use some extra aluminum channel I got from a speaker manufacturer who, they're defective. They didn't work right, wrong shape. So they were scrapping them all, pulled them out, and was able to make those. So that's how those sawhorses are made. It's just simple 2x4 bolted into the channel, bolted to another channel, and then a 2x4 down. It's all bolted together. But these boards are 16 foot long. Got a few 2x10s, 2x8s in there. I think these are 12s here, so 2 2x12s by 16s. Some of it's treated, but not all of it. So it's definitely taking on some weight. Like I said, the goal was to eventually waterproof all the walls in here, so that would keep this wood dry. But this will have to get moved to its final place first. So once summer hits, these posts will be dug down here and they'll go down into the ground just a little bit. And my dad was worried about blowing away, so we got some anchors. And then that'll get put down in there. And then the whole thing will go down about a foot so that top edge is flush with their array right there. And then this will probably stay there. Built so it's able to be portable, but whether it is going to be portable or not is still to be determined. So that's the solar panel array. All this was built out of scraps I had, the connectors I bought online for these to run parallel connections. So I guess I didn't really specify that. I'll have to look at it here. Looks like these three. So that panel, and probably this one. Nope, the lower three. So these two and this panel up here go into these connections. And then, so it's all in parallel. Parallel those three connections into here. That goes into this gray line, which I built using just scrap 3-phase power line I had. I pulled a few phases out. So then those go back over here, and that goes right into your inverter up there. And then the exact same deal is done with these. Back side of the inverter has your IEC cable, which goes right out into your just standard extension cord.